What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. So in today's video we're going to look into the electric vehicle sector, and we're going to look into my three favorite companies in this sector, which are Workhorse, Tesla and Lordstown Motors. But before we get into today's video, if you're new around here, please consider smashing that subscribe button, as we are currently on 276 subscribers. So our next target is to get to 300. I already have a few videos on each of these companies going into more detail and analysis of these companies, but in today's video we're going to look at the current share price, the charts over the last week or two, some news in relation to each of these companies which will act as a catalyst, and also we're going to look at my own position on Trading212 in each of these three companies. So with that being said, let's dive right into today's video. The first company on today's list is Tesla, and its ticker symbol TSLA, and at time of recording its current share price was $419.07. Now, as you probably remember, a few weeks ago at this stage, or even a few months even, that they had a stock split, a 5-to-1 stock split. So before that stock split, this price was just skyrocketing day in, day out. Like, you could throw money at that company and it was constantly growing. So it's kind of interesting to see how it's doing over the last few weeks since that stock split. So on Tesla's 1-day chart, you can see it has a kind of reverse V shape. So it kind of started off in the low, like $415, and it kind of went up to peaks to say, let's say, just under 430, and it went back down to 419. That's in the 1-day chart. On the 5 days, it kind of gives a better picture of, even though it's kind of going up and down, it is going in an upward trajectory. So, and then on the 1-month chart, you can see it's been quite volatile, which you'd expect from such a growth sector company like Tesla. And since again the stock split and battery day, there's a lot of different catalysts that are playing a part in this company. But again, it's all promising, I believe, and over the long term, as it's such a market leader and it's extremely innovative in going forward, I feel this company would be a great addition to anyone's long-term portfolio. You can even see then from the 1-year chart. Like, as I said, there was a 5-to-1 stock split, but even this time last year, it was worth $48 a share, and it's gone up tenfold since then. So it's crazy, the growth. And unlike a lot of kind of growth electric vehicle sector companies, I feel that this company is sustainable in the future. So as I'm sure you're aware, news plays a massive part on a company's share price. But companies, especially speculative companies and growth sector companies, if you want to kind of succeed in investing, you need to drown out the noise, as it's just noise. That's what it is, the news. It's only noise, and you need to drown it out, and you need to continually remind yourself of the fundamentals of a business. So example, battery day for Tesla, I believed was quite a success, but because they have such high optimism and they have such high expectations, that investors didn't find that it was sustainable enough, and they didn't think it was promising enough. So you can even see from the news article here that Tesla's value drops 50 billion as Musk's promised cheaper battery is 3 years away. So you gotta realize as well that because it's such a high demand company and because it's so overvalued at the moment, that people are demanding stuff as fast as possible to get their rewards. And even though news articles play a short-term catalyst for a lot of these companies, again, you need to think long-term, and this news article here kind of just shows the fundamentals of the company and that it is striving for perfection in its way forward. And you can even see here that Tesla secures a massive order of Tesla semi-electric trucks from Walmart. Now again, just like Workhorse that we'll be talking about later on, getting these contracts is huge for such companies, more so even in Workhorse's situation, but we'll be going into that later on in the video. But for Tesla to secure Tesla's electrical companies from companies such as Walmart, it's certainly a promising way forward for the company. So just in short, a brief synopsis of my views on Tesla. So I'll be continually investing in this company, and what I will be doing is, because I believe it is kind of up fairly high in terms of its share price at the moment, I'm going to be holding a cash reserve, and when and if this company drops in value, I'll be buying on the dip to help improve my dollar cost average, as I didn't get in at the very beginning of this hype. But as a long-term investor, there's plenty of time to invest, and you shouldn't just rush in and pay what the company is worth now. You should wait until the dip, and every company does have dips. So patience really does win in this game. So to sum it up, for Tesla, I'll be continually buying more. In terms of my own position in Tesla, it's a very small position as such so far because I'm diversified across a lot of different sectors. So I only have 0.23 of a share, which equates to €82.33, or about $90 or so. And it's currently up 9.77%, or $7.32, or about $10. So the second company on today's list, and a company that I'm continually getting more excited about, is Workhorse Group, with ticker symbol WKHS, and at the time of recording, its share price is $27.10. As medium to long term investors, you should really kind of ignore the 1 day to 5 year kind of charts. So you can see here from the 1 day chart, even though it's started off at kind of just about $27.50, and it went down to $27 at market close. But when you kind of start moving out the time frame a bit more, the 5 day chart is very promising. So it started off at $21.50 and is up to $27. And when you go to the 1 month, again, you can see how volatile this stock can be. But again, as these are speculative companies, that is expected. And then even on the 3 month chart, it's crazy gains. 6 months, even better. And then even the 1 year chart here is ridiculous. So this time last year, it was worth $3.40 and is nearly up tenfold again, just like Tesla. So again, we wonder, is this sustainable? And we will be going into news articles in the next few minutes to show why I am so excited about this company going forward. So you'd be surprised how much of an influence other companies in a particular sector have on its rivals. And in the electric vehicle sector, it is no different. So even for Battery Day for Tesla, because that was such an anticlimax, that the Workhorse Group climbs following the rebounds from the Battery Day sell-off. Another reason why I like this company is that their potential USPS contract worth up to $6 billion if they can secure this contract, and the news for such contract is supposed to be out in the coming days. So a lot of Workhorse investors will be waiting on this, but you should also realise that if they didn't get this contract, sure, the share price will probably drop a fair bit, but saying that, you need to look at the fundamentals of a company. You shouldn't just be relying on one source of income, and you need to look at the fundamentals and realise that Workhorse and companies alike are certainly the way forward in the future. In terms of my own position in Workhorse, just like Tesla, it is quite small at the moment, as again, I'm diversified across about 25 different companies. But for Workhorse, I currently have 3.37 shares, which works out at about €77 or about $90-ish. Currently, I'm up 14.97%, which is about €10 or about $12 to $13. And again, as I've only kind of started this YouTube pie as such that I mentioned in prior videos, this is one of 3 holdings in that pie. The others being the next company that we'll be talking about, Lordstown Motors, and the third company in that pie is Virgin Galactic, and all 3 are up a fair bit at this stage already. And the third company that I'll be talking about in today's video, and that has got quite a lot of publicity because it was in the White House yesterday, is Lordstown Motors, and it's under the company Diamond Peak Holdings with ticker symbol DPHC, and at the time of recording, its share price is $27.40. As mentioned at the beginning of this video, is that news articles play a massive catalyst in terms of companies in the growth sector. But again, you need to think to their fundamentals, and you kind of need to ignore the noise from the news. But just as an example here, you can see how much the share price increased. So it went from, let's say, $26 up to $27, $28, mainly because it was featured outside the White House. And we'll go into that article later on in the video, but it kind of just shows how easily manipulated these kind of growth sector stocks can be in the short-term period in terms of news. And you can see from the 5 day chart, it's growing. 1 month chart, it's been quite choppy, but it's on an upward trajectory again. And in terms of the 1 year chart, it's crazy growth. So it started off at, like, say, the $9-10 range. So it's gone up nearly 3 times that, and then it had a dip. And then if I saw that dip, I would have bought, but unfortunately I didn't. I bought at about $25 $4.25 and is currently at $27.40. So the article I've mentioned about being outside the White House, you can see here that President Trump unveils Lordstown Motors' new all-electric pickup truck. And again, getting away from, let's say, petrol and diesel going forward is certainly a huge kind of target as well for a lot of these big organizations, as it will help improve the environment in the long term. But you can see here that Lordstown Motors endures one of the first models of electric trucks made its debut during an unveiling at the White House on Monday. And then Trump said, "We've been working on this very long and very hard." They went in and they had an incredible vehicle. So to even get approval from such public figures as Trump is massive for companies going forward as well. But as I said continuously, you need to look at their fundamentals besides the news. But definitely news articles such as this is huge for any company. Even the company has made it onto the White House's main homepage as well. So you can see here that the remarks by President Trump congratulating Lordstown Motors on the 2021 endurance vehicle. So it's, in terms of news articles, it's certainly all positive in terms of Lordstown Motors in the past few weeks and months. So it's really a company you should look into yourself and obviously do your own due diligence. And we'll jump into my Trading212 Portfolio now to see my position in this company. Like the other two companies mentioned in this video, my holdings in Lordstown Motors or Diamond Peak Holdings is quite small at the moment, but I'll be continually adding in when it starts to dip to improve my dollar cost averaging. So currently I just have the 1.12 shares in Diamond Peak, which with a value of about €26 or $30. It is currently up 6.58% or just €1.62, which again I know is not a lot of money at all by any means. But over the long term, I hope to continually improve this holding and to increase my profits in the long term. So with that being said, guys, that brings the end to today's video. So in summary, we covered the three companies that had big news in the electric vehicle sector and also the companies that I hold in my own portfolio, which were Tesla, Workhorse and Lordstown Motors. If you have any comments, please comment below and I will definitely get back to you as soon as I can. In terms of these three companies, if you have any questions, if you have any other companies that you feel I should be invested in the electric vehicle sector or that you want me to do analysis on. If you liked the video, please smash that like button. And again, as always, if you're new around here, please consider subscribing to this channel as it would help it out a lot going forward. Thanks very much, guys, and I'll see you all in the next video.